Good afternoon, boys and girls. I am Miss Papin. Today I'm going to read you a story entitled Resilience. How many of you have heard this word resilience before? Do you know what it means? Do you know what it applies to? According to Google, resilience, which is a noun, means the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties or toughness. Now, being able to recover quickly from difficulties. What are some of the difficulties that you are faced with? What are some of the things that you're going through currently? Definitely, we know that one of the difficulties we are currently experiencing is the onset of the COVID 19 or the coronavirus. It is a difficult time. If you are resilient, you will be able to recover quickly from this difficulty. And toughness, meaning that you are tough. Things don't keep you down. You'll feel unhappy sometimes, you'll feel stressed, you'll feel down, but you don't stay down. You're able to get back up again, get back on your feet. You're able to rise above your problems, your challenges, your difficulties, and to live a life which is normal. In other words, basically, for you as children, you would say that if you're resilient, you're a strong person. You are able to get over things very quickly, and you don't stay and pine and feel sad and unhappy. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Valeria who always had a positive attitude. Do you know of anybody who has a positive attitude? What does it mean to have a positive attitude? Having a positive attitude means, I'm giving you some time to think. What do you think somebody with a positive attitude would be showing? How would they behave? What would they do? How would they feel? Okay, having a positive attitude means that despite the fact that things happen to you, that you are able to think of the best, always thinking of the best, always thinking that things will get better. And you don't go about being sad all the time, being depressed, wondering what's going to happen, and having a sad face. So being positive means that you know that things are going to get better, despite the fact that we are going through what we are going through. Things are going to eventually get better. Life will get better. We'll be able to go out and play. We'll be able to go back to school. We'll be able to meet with our friends and our teachers and our loved ones and family members. We'll be able to go to the beach, have fun eventually after all this is over. She lived with her mom and dad in a small rural village. And I'm sure a lot of you know what's a rural village. You have done urban and rural settlements, so you would know what's a rural village. In other words, we call rural settlements countryside here in St. Lucia. So basically, you can say she lived in the countryside. One day, Valeria's parents told her that they were going to move. How many of you have had reasons to move from where you used to live and to go to somewhere else? Maybe currently some of you have moved because of the situation changing at home. Maybe you may have to go live with somebody else because your parents are at work, or because you need to get access to the internet. You may need to get access to computers, so your parents maybe would allow you to go to some family members or some very good friends or trusted friends so you can get your schoolwork done. How do you feel Do you really want to move? Where have you moved to? Are you being positive? Are you enjoying yourself? Is it an interesting place? Where? She asked. Chicago, a big city, they replied. Now think of it. She is moving from a rural or country place into a big city. What are some of the changes you think she'd have to adjust to? What are some of the things that would be different? How would she feel? Do you think she'd be happy? Do you think she'd be sad? Do you think she'll be able to cope? Do you think that she'll get along? Do you think that she'll make new friends? How do you think she'll be feeling knowing that she has to move to a big city, from a country to a big city? If we compare it, what's the difference? What do you think would change? What are some of the things you think she would do to cope, or she'd do to make life comfortable and happy for her? What do you think her parents would do? How would they help her to adjust and to cope? What are some of the things that you do to cope with changes in your life, especially big ones? What are some of the things you are doing to help you cope with the coronavirus? Being home, being locked down, not being able to do the fun things you used to do. What are some of the things that you are doing? What are some of the different things that you can get done to help you deal with this situation? Okay, I suppose some of the things that you can do your work, play indoor games, listen to music, read books, listen to positive things on the internet or on your tablet, and so many other things. You can speak to your family, you can share TV, watching TV together, you can learn a new skill, you can do some art, you can cook together, bake, and so many things that you can do to help you cope in this time. There's tons of benefits to moving. What are some of the benefits that you think Valeria would have as she moved? What are some of the things that would be better for her, or that would be different, that would help her be happier and feel safer? Valeria was very sad. She didn't want to move somewhere with new people and new surroundings. She didn't want a new house, a place so different. She was happy in her small village where she belonged. And I'm sure you know what it means to feel that you belong. What do you think it is? When she said where she belonged, what would make her feel that she belong? What makes people feel that they belong? What does belonging mean? And think of some of the groups that you belong to, some of the things that you belong to. And when we talk about belonging or belonging to anything, it's that you're a part of it. You're accustomed to it. You're happy being in it. You feel wanted. You feel loved. What are some of the things that make you feel that you belong? At home, thinking about the move made Valeria stressed. What are some of the things that make you stressed now? And how can you help yourself not stress over those things? What are some of the things that stress you out currently? What are some of the things that you do to help you deal with that stress, to make you feel relaxed and to make you feel happy and to make you feel comfortable in this time? Think of some of the things that you can do. And earlier on, I gave you a list of some of the things that you can do to help you relax, to help you stay positive, to help you think positively. She decided to go on a long walk to clear her mind and also to enjoy the calm scenery one last time. What do you do to clear your mind when you have a lot of things thinking of? You're thinking of so many things and you just need a break. What are some of the things that you do to help you get that break, to help you deal with the stress that you're going through or all the things that you're thinking of that fills your head or your mind? What are some of the things that you do then? And what are some of the things that you enjoy that if you were to move, you would want to go and see? Or when coronavirus is over, that you'd want to go and see? Think of some of the things that you would want to do, some of the fun things that you'd enjoy doing after this coronavirus. The day finally came. Valeria and her family started packing. How do you think she felt packing and the day coming? But what are some of the things you think that she could look forward to help her feel better? They drove all night. It's nighttime. What do you think that she would be seeing driving all night on her way to Chicago, a big city? And what are some of the things you think that she would see that would help her relax on her journey or on her trip to Chicago? It took some strength, but Valeria tried not to have a negative attitude on the way there. So, how do you think that she would get herself to have a positive attitude on her way there? What are some of the things that she could do, that she could think of to help her stay positive? After hours and hours of driving, Valeria and her family finally arrived in Chicago. We're here! The first day of school arrived. How do you think Valeria feel going to a school the first time in her life? A new school, that is. Not a school because she was at school where she lived, but entering a new school where she knows nobody. How do you think she would feel? How would you feel? How do you think her day would end up? What do you think will be done for that day? Or what are some of the things that would happen? What would you do? Valeria felt weak in her knees. Her appearance was different than all the other children in her class. So her appearance, she looked different from the other students. Imagine what is going through her head. She looks different. But do you think that different, be looking different is a problem? What are some of the things that you can say to yourself to help you feel comfortable when you feel different? But Valeria's new teacher made her feel very welcome. What do you think the teacher did to help her feel welcome? To help her feel that she belonged, to make her happy, to make her comfortable? What do you think the students would do? What would you do as a student to make her feel welcome, to help her feel welcome at the school? She helped her around, and soon enough, Valeria was enjoying her first day of school. Valeria realized that she didn't need to be upset about moving to a new place. She was resilient and started making new friends and finding new activities she enjoyed doing in the city. So, what are some of the new activities you think that she found? What are some of the new activities that you can find to help you deal with staying at home and not being able to go out there to prevent you from getting sick? What are some of the things you can do at home? What are some of the hobbies that you can learn? What are some of the things that you always wanted to learn to do but you didn't have the time to do it? What are some of these things that you can get to do at this point in time? And the whole family lived happily ever after. Question: what genre of stories end with lived happily ever after? What are some of the things that you think Valeria would have done to be living happily ever after? What are some of the things that you would do to live happily ever after? Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. Stay home. Remember to wash your hands. Sanitize your hands if you can't wash them. Although you're at home, you should be able to wash your hands. Cover, sneeze, cough. Use your mask when you're going out. Remind your family members to do things to stay safe. If you do not have to go out into town or somewhere, please do not go and stay home. Be safe, children. Be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. Thank you.